plenty of support. Koutafidis gets through. Carlton look dangerous here. O'Sullivan's on the end of the hand pass. He will score. Carlton are away.
Great start to Carlton. It's exactly how they started last week. Rhino O'Sullivan getting involved, and there's a bit of push and shove from Hilton and Rice, just warming up the muscles. But there's no better side at cutting you up through the midfield than Carlton if they're allowed to run freely. And O'Sullivan just broke away from Malloy, who was dragged up the ground and kicked an easy one.
Rice is not well. No. Back in the middle, Madden thumps it down towards half forward. Loose ball, Tingay. In there was Viney. It spills across towards Phoebe. Steins. Now Malloy from centre half back goes towards the outer side. McKay in front. Grabs it. Nicely done. Camporelli. Back to McKay. Will go once more. No, he'll kick it. Hard against the line. Floats it down towards the attacking 50. Kernahan seemed to push in the back. Nothing doing. Kernahan's got this one. Just outside the 50. Sets it up. They'll contest a couple of metres out. Primke hooked it back towards the middle. Viney through the legs of Steins. Mitchell losing his shorts, pulls it back across the goal front. Fisted towards the line by White. And out she goes. It's on again. Those two don't like each other. Hilton and Rice.
Well, they brought the stretcher out for Dean Rice. He looked very, very groggy. It's been taken back, but Rice is going to be removed from the ground. So a dramatic start for Dean Rice, and now an opportunity for Koutafidis. Can't take it cleanly, however. Love it a chance. Body over the ball for Melbourne. A pressure cooker start here at the MCG as Dean Rice is off the ground. And a little worse for wear, Tony Lynn is on for him. Madden wins it again. Carlton doing all the early attacking. Ratton down towards the dangerous half-forward line. Now an opportunity for Melbourne to clear. That was through Malloy. Back towards Neitz. Down on the centre wing. Peter Dean. Fine attempt by Neitz. Hilton looking for Neitz or Lovett. They're both there. Christou held. New free kick. Christou goes long towards half forward. Malloy was there, unable to take it cleanly. Hilton in trouble. Ratton also towards Viney and the boundary line. Phoebe just keeps it in play. Brings it up towards Lovett. Takes the diving mark. Melbourne a chance to go deep into their forward zone for the first time. Glenn Lovett towards half forward. Neitz almost caught unawares. But no mark is going to be paid. Here's an opportunity for Dyson. Flicks it high in towards full forward. Silvani and Lyon. Silvani, cool in the crisis. Away comes Silvani. Gets it off to Christou, and Carlton are out of trouble.
Up towards half back. He kicks it towards the wing. Pearce in front. Good grab, that one.
Great running too, Dennis. He ran at least 70 metres to get that ball.
Towards half forward now. Bradley stretches. Can't bring it in. So boundary throw in. Craig Bradley didn't play the last time these two sides met in that qualifying final last season, of course. The Demons won it. In fact, the margin at their last two meetings has been the same. 27 points either way. Out of the congestion, a chance for Camporelli inside the centre square. Great kick. Oh, great kick. Kernahan's got this one. About 35 metres out from goal.
And having a fine first year as Camporelli has added that much talked about pace along with Brad Pearce to this Carlton lineup. And he's having a stellar first year.
Steve Kernahan, his first mark of the afternoon, took 12 of them against Footscray in round 3 and finished with a career best of 10-7 that day. He kicks and he kicks truly. The Blues increase their lead.
Well, it's always going to be a good game, this one, considering that Melbourne were basically the side that set the rod in for Carlton in the finals of last year. See Otts there, who's got the assignment on Craig Bradley. But Camporelli just picking up the loose kick there, playing in front. And maintaining possession is just as important in the forward line as is anywhere around the ground. Great kick to Kernahan.
26 goals to Steve Kernahan for the year. Coming into this game with 25-16. Steins and Madden prepare once again in the middle. Won by the latter, and it's Bradley, who'll be looking for a big day today, who gets it out to Christo, who pumps it high towards half forward once again. Backing into the pack was Seacamp, and he does well. Defends back towards Lovett and Christo in the middle. Lovett was waiting down in front. And he'll be the man on the mark. Madden. Play on, Justin. Well. Little stiff, Jared.
Play on.
So they do to centre wing towards the boundary line. And Christo. Let's go down to the boundary line and just how groggy Russell was, Dean Rice.
Well, he got a whack in the mouth, Sandy, and in the just below the nose, and they've just been wiping him down with a towel. So it must have been with some sort of altercation with Hilton. They don't call him the son of Plugger down at St Kilda for nothing.
I don't know what you're suggesting. On centre wing. Cool day here in Melbourne as Madden and Steins again do battle. Christo and Lovett, neither can take it. Mitchell caught, not before he gets it away. Through Obbs and Bradley. Back to Madden. Big Justin. Like a policeman directing traffic. Carlton go into attack through Lynn. Down towards the half-forward line. Phoebe unable to take the mark. Now locks it up. Eventually it comes out, but only for a moment. Umpire comes in to take charge. Glenn Malloy at the bottom of the pack for the Demons. And another change for Carlton with Rice. Appears to be okay. He's back on the ground. Tony Linoff.
Worth watching that one. Immediately runs onto the ground and collides with Hilton. Meantime, Phoebe gets it across to Dyson on the burst. Miscues. McKay did pretty well. Hilton's got the ball low. Feeds it across. Glenn Lovett pulls it back. Intelligent kick. Smith drifting back. Got a hand to it. Silvani didn't have the ball. Will get the free kick. Stephen Silvani wasting no time. Christo is lookalike alongside in the pocket. Now Rice. He's in right half back around the outer side. Carlton lead by 12 points. He kicks to the wing. Pearce was up. It falls free behind. Camporelli sockers it forward. Gains about 10 metres. It's out of bounds. So a boundary throw in on the outer side. Carlton going on the breeze. Primke 19. Spalding is 11. They lock arms. It falls behind them. Whitehead comes away. Spears the pass in for Kernahan. He missed it. Malloy behind. Tackled by O'Sullivan. Kernahan thought about the soccer. Picks it up. O'Sullivan at his second. He misses by quite a margin. And the lead is 13 points.
A couple of midfield matchups. Todd Viney is going with Barry Mitchell. Obster's moved over onto Ratton. And Bradley's going with Dyson. Just have a look at this reaction from the Rhino. He wanted to get away to a good start. 2 goals in the first quarter would constitute that.
But Carlton have got away to a good start anyway, with goals from Kernahan and O'Sullivan. 2-1. They are 13-point leaders. Seacamp takes it at full back.
Interesting, the umpire allowed him what was basically to kick away from the mark.
Phoebe. Stephen Phoebe. Barry Mitchell has a look towards half forward. Some loose checking. And Carlton have the opportunity again.
We've got Pearce in the goal square acting as a second full forward.
Oh, it's not a good kick. Slews off the side over the head from Whitehead over Koutafidis. Koutafidis is first to recover. Gives the hand pass away. In they go again through Whitehead. Drops short. Poor kick. And the Melbourne defence being tested. Viney comes to Hopgood. He marks in the back pocket. Hopgood towards the half back line, and Obst drifts across. Towards centre wing.
Great kick.
This is Matthew Phoebe. Bends a left footer in towards half forward. Justin Madden tried to do it with his feet. Rice is a tackler.
Andy Lovell's been in outstanding form. Looks like he's about to get a 50-metre penalty.
Yep.
I spoke to Kevin Sheedy yesterday, who was talking about perhaps the need to put a hot spot at 30 metres, which is about exactly where Andy Lovell is going to go for any 50-metre penalty that takes you up to the goal's mouth and a gimme goal. Well, this isn't actually one of them, but he is in the exact area where that hot spot or H spot would be.
Lovell's kicking from 40. A drop punt. They need a goal. That's away to the right. And again, the margin is 12 points.
So much is relying upon the half-forward line for Melbourne against the dominating half-back line for Carlton. You've got McKay picking up Lovell, Dean on Neitz, and Christou is in great form on Glenn Lovett.
Bradley with the ball. Plays on now, back to Silvani. Another untidy, but he's got some time in the back pocket. Comes to the members' side. Kudafiti's out of position. Well done by Phoebe. Loose ball behind. This is Lyon in trouble. Heard the voice. Popped it over the top to Viney. Back to Lyon. He's in right half forward. Goes for this short one. Lovell has to go back. Met solidly by Silvani. And the ball and the player across the line. Stephen Silvani, runner-up in Carlton's best and fairest last season. Back in form. Steins in terrific form recently. Beaten by Madden that time. Lovell stood up in the tackle. Dyson likewise. It flicks away. Hilton tosses it up. Taken by Matthew Phoebe. Across the body. Down towards full forward. Awkward half volley for everybody. Well done by Smith. Gets the hand pass to Hilton. And he puts it through. Goal Melbourne.
And Hilton really has developed into an asset for Melbourne. This is good work from Smith, who had a great day last week. And he just squeezed that one through the goal stick. So Melbourne did need to get on the scoreboard. Gary Lyon has been pushed up the ground to get a kick. We've just got to settle down now.
6 points the margin here at the MCG as Melbourne opened their goal scoring account and looked to go further ahead. Rice could have given a nudge on Hilton, the goal kicker, but it went unnoticed. Rice injured early, benched, but now back in business. Kicks towards the half-forward line. Melbourne players almost fighting themselves, but Malloy gives it away. Off towards the running Seacamp. Through the centre he goes. Down towards half-forward. Nipping across was McKay, unable to take the mark. Opens up the door in towards full-forward. Line, it's only got to sit. And he'll go over to Andy Lovell and say thank you. Gary Lyon gets his first. 7 last week, and he's in big form at the moment.
And the first crack in the armour of the half-back line there. You see that mark that McKay would normally swallow. Showed great courage to get there, but didn't grasp it. And Andy Lovell, his direct opponent of McKay, picked up and created the goal.
So Gary Lyon, the reluctant full forward, 33 goals on the season so far. Madden tries to soccer it forward. Camporelli knocks it forward. Clappe worked off the ball by Obbs. Down goes Obbs to the Clappe tackle. And the umpire wants it.
Great battle developing in the middle between Jim Steins and Justin Madden. They're two very different styles of ruckman. You can see there that Jim Steins is trying to block the reach of the taller Madden.
They wrestle. Dragged down Obst. Dyson fell over. It's still in there somewhere. Bradley emerges with it. Boots it down towards full forward. Kernahan goes back. Spilt the mark. Down goes White. Should have been a free. Play on's the call. Pearce cannoned into him. Seacamp. Advantage may have been paid there. This is Hopgood meantime. He's got the ball across half back. He swings it away wide. And the mark is held by Matthew Phoebe. So White is down. Meantime, Obst has the ball. Sean White, it's been a tough month for him. Matthew Phoebe has it on the wing now. In succession, Dunstall, Rocco, Lockett and Kernahan this afternoon. They've been his opponents, and now this. Pearce, an unlikely man, took him out. Ball on the outer side. In front out there is Phoebe. That will do. Across the line it goes.
He is up, and he appears to be okay.
Let's just have a look at what happens to the Scotsman when he puts his head down.
That is very dangerous, though, that.
Yes, you can end up in a wheelchair doing that.
Yep. there's a responsibility on the player running in to be a little bit careful.
Steins, the recipient of a free kick on the outer wing.
Well, if Jim Steins can just nullify the dominance of Madden at boundary throw-ins and pick up kicks around the ground, he'll go a long way to having a victory in that battle.
His target was Neats, but it wasn't to be. He's given away the free kick. Carlton kicking the first couple of goals. Melbourne now hitting back strongly. Over the head of O'Sullivan. Koutafidis was there, but it's Lovett who comes away. Sean White is up and he appears to be okay. Pops it out in the front. Hop got a chance to run. Away he goes towards centre half forward. Brings it in nicely. They've got the numbers there. Lovell was in front, but he couldn't hold the football. Ratton gets the hand pass away, and Sexton will clear for Carlton. To the outer side and to the giant Madden. Has assistance, needs it too in Camporelli on centre wing. Up towards half forward. Kernahan and White. White leads in the race. A flick, a throw in on Carlton's right half forward flank.
Cross half back for Melbourne. You've got Seacamp picking up Pearce, Primke on Spalding, and Phoebe's picking up Clappe.
Carlton odds on, 2-1 on. Melbourne 11-8 against to win this contest. Are you or any of your selectors looking at anyone in particular, Jared, today in this game?
Looking at everyone, Sam.
Sound like a selector now as Dean comes out towards Bradley in the centre. Marks for Carlton and plays on.
Goes for distance, too long kick. Kernahan works his way in front. Well done by White to knock it away. Clappe's hand pass pretty hot. Whitehead, did he keep it in? No. Crossed the line. So boundary throw in. 13 points apiece. Carlton on the breeze, as we said, with a couple perhaps. Glenn Lovett dragged off it, out of bounds on the full. Camporelli, a chance to score. Decides instead to centre it. Bill Spalding has the ball. Not the most reliable kick at goal, and a murmur goes around the ground. This could be an adventure.
It's pretty poor defence all round from Primke, who is having a fantastic season. But you just shouldn't be allowed to get an easy chip into the midfield like that.
Spalding from right on the 50. Kernahan almost uncontested, didn't hang on. Pearce tries to hack it through there. Clappe straight up in the air, knocked down to his own advantage by Mitchell. In went Malloy, held a long time in the tackle. O'Sullivan snaps. It's a free kick though. It's coming back to Malloy.
Barry Mitchell got hold of him.
Yeah.
Pulled him off the ball.
It was a lingering tackle on Malloy after the ball had spilt. Crowd not happy with that. Malloy comes away. Made his debut in '93. His dad was a terrific player. Played for Melbourne. On the ground, Mitchell gets it up. Koutafidis across. Camporelli from 60. Vacant goal square. He's got the accuracy. That's home. His first.
Well, it's got the makings of an outstanding game, this one. Both sides are look to be well balanced and pretty evenly matched, particularly in the midfield. There's people breaking away. Now look at this for play from Mitchell. Just scoops it up. It constitutes a handball. And it was more effective than will be given credit for in the stats book because it's created a goal.
Scott Camporelli gets his first. He's had a big start to this game with 8 possessions so far in the term. Madden wins it. Obst left it for Tingay. Tingay goes in again. Second attempt, gets it out, but taken away by Koutafidis. From half-back, he swings it round his body in front of O'Sullivan. Has been busy. Can't do that, Malloy. And the Rhino has it on centre wing.
He still just struggles to contain his enthusiasm at times, Malloy.
Wobbly old punt kick, only as far as Obst. He also goes short, finds Viney. He drifts it up towards half forward and Neats is the lone flyer. Off he goes to Phoebe. Melbourne a chance now through Matthew Phoebe. Beautifully done to Gary Lyon. In front and looking for his second. And Melbourne to level the scores. kicking from 47 metres. Good looking kick. 2 goals to Gary Lyon.
Well, not even the best fullbacks could stop that, and Steve Silvani is indeed one of the best fullbacks in the business. But when the ball is delivered, as it was on that occasion, to a quality player, then he's got no hope whatsoever. This was just a well-constructed goal from Melbourne, who got it. Neitz got it quickly onto Phoebe, and it was a bullet-like pass.
Scores a level. Mitchell grabbed by Steins, and a whistle.
Interesting in the middle there that both rucks decided not to jump, just to come up and bump bodies. And here we go again.
These two together aren't great, are they, to look at? Steins and Madden in from the side. Spalding. Steins went down. He's getting the free kick. Jim Steins. Little chip pass. Premke. He's moved up the ground. Premke in trouble though. Claim. Well done by Camporelli. This is Tingay. Tingay from about 60 metres out. Smith got his fingertips to it. Lyon for his third. He's got it. Melbourne by 6 points.
Well, Premke tried to go round a player but couldn't. But it all came back to that free kick given away in the middle of the ground, which Justin Madden was indeed ropeable about. He went back and castigated the umpire.
Melbourne hit back and lead. 1 goal in it from the centre bounce. Viney again with strength. Love it towards half forward. What's the bounce like for Neitz? Dyson gives him assistance. And he needed all of it. They're going to lose it. Although Dean's hand pass may come unstuck. Bradley eventually does. Christou pumps it high up over the centre. Only as far as Premke. Three goals to Gary Lyon. And Melbourne lead by 1 straight kick. Viney gives it back. Through the middle they go up towards line territory again to half forward. Silvani thumps from behind. Belts it down in front of Ratton, but it ricochets away. Melbourne still in with a chance, picked up by Hilton. Gives it off to Lovell, who's fiercely tackled. The ball spills free to Bradley, and he's got a chance to run. Away goes Craig Bradley on the outer wing. Obst gets taken out of it. Bradley goes down towards Kernahan. He'll try and flick it back. He does, but there's no one home. Melbourne should get out of trouble. Sean White takes the hand pass. He's away, up towards the half-forward line. Steins couldn't take the mark. Obst helps him out. Goes towards the 50 and Neitz.
The field kicking and delivery of Melbourne right at the moment has been quite outstanding.
David Neitz towards the dangerous Lyon in the pocket, tightly tucked in the pocket, but a metre in front of Silvani. And Neil Baum will see if he can convert his 4th. Right on the boundary line. In comes the right footer. Gee, it's a great attempt. That is a sensational goal. 4 goals to Gary Lyon in a very exciting first quarter.
Well, he was their nemesis in the final last year when he got a bag full. And he's already gone about his business in fantastic fashion to date. 4 goals. Steve Silvani wouldn't have dreamt of that nightmare. David Parkin, I wouldn't think it'd be panicking. He just hoped that his midfield had settled down.
Under 2 minutes to quarter time, back in the middle. Madden goes up, clean possession, boots it down towards half forward. Malloy fisting away, taken by Phoebe, nicely done. Across to the brother, that was Matthew to Stephen. He boots it out wide, it pitches just inside the boundary line. Malloy tries to spike it, misses, it flies out of bounds. Throw in, left half forward for the Blues, who trail suddenly by 12 points. They kicked the opening 2 goals of the game. Steins in front. Madden. They lock arms. From behind it's Clapper. The backhander back towards centre half forward. Malloy upended by Spalding. Tingay away quickly. Primke's kick comes to half forward. Up goes Dean. Dean collides heavily as he came down with Hilton. Hilton's hurt. Meantime the ball goes to the outer side with the run of it Whitehead. Whitehead tries to paddle it back. Back to his own goal now. He trapped it. O'Sullivan slides in. And they tie it up a whistle. Tingay is in there. So is White. Getting down towards a minute remaining in the term. Ron Austin looking on.
Kevin Sheen beside him. Manager of the Victorian State of Origin squad.
Camporelli from 60 metres out. Finds Pearce. Now Pearce will kick from about 35 metres out. This to pull the margin back to 6 points. It looks good. It's a goal.
Pearce got 5 goals last week in the rout against Hawthorn at Optus Oval. And he's going to be very difficult to stop if the ball's out in front. There's not many players in the AFL that are as quick enough to defend against Brad Pearce. So he's a very dangerous forward, particularly when he holds his lead back, which allows him to mark the ball within goal-kicking distance.
Goal for goal here at the MCG, just 6 points in it. And under a minute remaining as Christou comes in strongly, gets a hurried kick down towards half forward. Phoebe unable to take the mark, but he's got good recovery powers. He's still going. Eventually weighted numbers beat him. It was Mitchell who tried to spoon it out. Caught was Camporelli. And free kicked. 12 seconds. He's tackled high and he's got a chance to give someone the opportunity of scoring before quarter time. No. Siren sounds as Seacamp runs it over the line. But an even, tight first quarter, one that we would expect. Honours certainly with Gary Lyon for Melbourne. He's booted 4 goals, Jared, in a most exciting performance. And is that our captain of Victoria we're looking at?
Well, he's certainly one of the big contenders, seeing as he captained them last year. But that'll be a long way from his mind right at the present time, because he's led from the front. And Melbourne are looking pretty good, although Carlton, with 4 goals won, certainly are also on target. Neil Barman have, well, he'd have lots of worries. It's a very important game for Carlton, for Melbourne. They can't really afford to drop this one. They'd lose touch with the final 8. They can go into the 8 tonight if they win this game. So plenty of incentive for both coaches. And with only 1 goal the difference at quarter time, we've got ourselves a very good game on our hands.
Yes, we certainly have. Melbourne 5-1, 31, lead Carlton 4-1, 25. Second term here at the MCG. Sun shining intermittently on a cool day. Melbourne by 6 points. Steins and Madden. The latter wins it. It's taken by Viney, who pumps a high kick towards the half-forward line, and Neitz takes a strong mark. Looking to give Melbourne a good start in this second quarter. He goes short. Steins drifts down into the pocket and he takes the mark.
It's an interesting battle of philosophies here. Justin Madden clearly won that tap out. Absolutely slaughtered Jim Steins in the middle. But he hit it straight to a Melbourne player, and now the ball has been transferred to the very mobile Steins, who's having a shot from 20 metres out.
This to increase the margin to 12 points. After Carlton got the opening 2 goals of the day. That's a good kick. And that's a great start for the second quarter.
Yeah, Jim Steins continuing on his Brownlow medal form. He's been probably their best or second best player the last 3 weeks. Good work there out of the middle by the Demons, despite not winning the tap. Neitz coming into the game the last 10 minutes of the first quarter, starting off well, and good conversion from the Irishman.
Demons by 12 points. Madden and Steins. Steins up very early. Madden gets the kick away. It bounces towards Koutoufides, who controlled it well. Kicks inside the 50. Kernahan. A little too easy. Kernahan directly in front. will kick from about 45 metres out.
There's one back for Justin there. A solo effort getting the ball out. Engrossing battle in the middle of the pitch here at the MCG.
It's a cold day in Melbourne, but at the present time, as you can see, sun is shining. Kernahan steers it through. His second.
And here's Big Harry. Kicks it clear to Koutafidis, who had 5 possessions in the first quarter, but was probably just overshadowed by Matthew Phoebe on his wing. But if Carlton are going to win this game, they've got to get Kernahan to become a big goal kicker. He probably needs 5 or 6. So he's on target for that with 2 to this point in time.
A goal in it. Kernahan 2 at one end, Lyon 4 at the other. Steins and Madden again. Bradley ripped off the football. Spalding couldn't get it away cleanly. Pushed out towards Mackay. So a bit of a fit of the fumble so far today. But he's in front here. So too Whitehead, but he can't do anything with it, or Mitchell. Neats as the whistle sounds.
Great defensive work there by the Melbourne runners. They could easily have jumped into the back of Andy Mackay, but good control, good technique in their tackling.
Well, Madden again won it, but it's Dyson who gives it away towards Viney. Viney's kick over is wide and out of bounds on the full. Melbourne lead 37-31. Christou woofs it up towards centre wing. Bursting his way through was Ratton. Oh, he put Mitchell under the hammer. They pounce upon it though. There's 4 Carlton players there. O'Sullivan was taken high.
Ducked.
He ducked, said to Gerard, and so they turn it over. And Tingate takes the hand pass and bursts through the centre, down towards the line. Over the head it goes. Rice is chasing. He's got possession now, gets away from his former teammate in Hilton. Kicks it high towards half-back, and a great mark taken by Lovell in front of the pack.
Well, along with Steins, he's having an absolute purple patch in the last month. Andy Lovell, this is just pure courage. Great skill.
Lovell to increase the lead. He's going to be kicking from 51 metres. Goes across the face. Big pack of players, and here he is. He's booted 4. This for number 5 for Gary Lyon.
Well, we may see on replay that Steve Silvani just lost his footing, so Gary Lyon just had the easy run. Just have a look in the goal square there. Poor old Sauce went to ground. And it's pretty easy for a bloke of Gary Lyon's ability when he's one out.
Directly in front, 20 metres out. Gary Lyon has kicked his 5th.
I think Gary Lyon's best ever in AFL football is 10 goals. So 5 to the halfway mark of the second quarter puts him on target for a big bag of goals. Great mark there from Lovell. You don't win games of football without individuals showing courage, and that was a great example of it.
Well, so far it's a shootout at the Melbourne Cricket Ground as Viney gets it out of the middle. Free kick advantage is played, so Melbourne run on with the ball. Something happening there a little untoward as the ball comes in towards Lyon. It's knocked away by Silvani, taken by Neitz, who snaps and misses. The umpire speaking with Madden.
They're like 2 praying mantises that got caught up, Dennis.
Bond on for Clappo. And not surprising there's a battle on in the middle between the ruckmen, because 2 men with great reputations, and they know they've got distinctive styles.
They were being a little unorthodox there, at least Madden was. Here's Spalding trying to crash his way through. Nicely done. Earl Spalding alongside the centre circle finds Bradley. On the line of the square, the attacking side of centre. Kernahan up ahead, offers the lead. The pass speared towards him. He's dropped it. It was an awkward one to take. Now he's got problems. Hopgood comes away, swings it across the outer side. Now Phoebe in space. Matthew Phoebe can take a gallop, a second bounce. He runs down towards the wing. Measures the options. Well, not a particularly good effort. That was the third of two. He found Peter Dean. Dean from half-back, short. Here's Ratton. Plays on by hand. McKay overlapping from half-back towards half-forward. Great grab there, Koutafidis. With one arm was warding off his opponent, and with the other, raked in the mark. Camporelli smothered brilliantly off the boot by Tengay. It runs about 15 metres. White's over the ball. Kernahan's over him. And a whistle.
Just have a look at Steve Kernahan's mark, but, well, unfortunately we couldn't see it off screen, but his opponent had just given it away.
Snap by Koutafidis, away to the left.
Watching Sean White, he actually just put his hands on his hips and thought, well, he's going to mark this one. Got the fright of his life when the ball went to the ground.
Neil Baum will watch Marcus Seekamp bring it back into play. 7-2 plays 5-2. Well, they seem to be caught between the devil and the deep blue sea there. Is it going to be Malloy or Hopgood? A throw-in, however, will take place. Still in Carlton's attacking zone. They've got the chance here. Koutafidis again, just snapped to behind. Mitchell pushes it high in towards half forward. Obst running in front of the pack, picks it up nicely and heads to the open spaces. Here they go again. They've been at it like hammer and tongs, these two. Old mates, teammates down at Moorabbin. Certainly not today. Hilton and Rice. The latter coming in for Milhana. It was a late withdrawal. Madden plucks it out of the air and tumbles a kick towards half forward, and a Carlton free kick going against Hopgood to be taken by Bond. To half forward. Pearce was the flyer. He was in front, but he couldn't hold the football. Primke almost threw it out the back door. Eventually the umpire comes in and decides to take charge. 7-2, 5-2. Melbourne leads.
Paul Primke missed only one game last season, played 24 of 25. He's in there again. He knocks it down, taken by Phoebe, throws it on the boot, bounces awkwardly in front of Stones. Was he held without it? Not according to the umpire. Bradley's hand pass intercepted by Phoebe. O'Sullivan comes again. It bounces off Ratton back to Stones, quickly across towards Phoebe. Knocked out of there by Bradley, taken by Rice. A looping hand pass over the top. Viney left it behind. Socked away by Mitchell. An involuntary soccer, and it will be tossed in.
One too many handballs there from Dean Rice. After a passage of such intense play, I think just getting the clearing kick would have been a better option.
Madden and Steins. Mitchell. Has he got it? Have they got him? Dyson, the hand pass. Well smothered by Obst, off the boot of Bradley, picked up by Malloy. It wasn't textbook, the drop to the boot, but effective enough. It goes towards half forward. In front is Dean, with him is Neitz. The little back heel, if you don't mind. In goes Sexton, and the ball spills across the line. Now watch that again if we get a chance. There was some intent there. He heard a voice, and he tried to stop it, did the veteran Peter Dean, with the back heel, a la Maradona.
All yours, Dennis.
Yep. Dropped the boot on that one. Not perfect, but nifty.
Madden to take the free kick on halfback. Just 3 weeks' time, he'll join an elite band, all being well. The 300 club in the AFL as Koutafidis marks and goes from the middle up towards the 50-metre line. Kernahan's out in that pack, and he's got it this time. Directly in front, he plays on quickly, passes in towards Pearce, who made the lead. 45 out.
Just watch Kernahan. Comes from a long way back to get this. Didn't have first bite on it. Can't blame the umpire for paying it, but in effect it was Koutafidis early.
Pearce for his second, for his 14th for the season. Carlton stay with them. Two goals to Brett Pearce.
There's good combination by the two-pronged forward line. Just see there that Kernahan had second bite, but the strength of Kernahan grabbed the ball from the top of the pack, got the decision from the umpire, and that's what we're talking about, Brad Pearce. If Carlton can just put the ball out in front of him, no one will stop him. Perhaps Carl Lewis, but no one out here.
The margin is 6 points, 11.5 minutes to half-time. The big fellows will go at it again. There they are. Steins and Madden. Steins up early. Generally the case. Wide of the pack, Camporelli, unkind bounce. Tingay kept it in front. Mitchell was buried. Camporelli came again to Bradley. 3 times best and fairest winner with the Blues. He floats it to half forward, and Seacamp did very nicely. Strong mark. Marcus Seacamp normally uses the ball pretty well. Primke at centre half back, plays on now, kicks it down towards centre half forward. Meets is the target. Dean fell over in the back. Advantage is paid. Sexton comes away. Back to half forward. The game's seesawing. Pearce, great mark. Primke had stumbled.
3-on-1 situation there to Brad Pearce. 2 Melbourne players could have come in and intercepted that, with Seacamp just being a spectator there. He could have just come across and helped Primke. Oh, what an outstanding individual effort.
Brad Pearce going at goal number 3. He's kicked it a country mile. Well, you know you've arrived when you've got your own banner. Scores are level, 44 for 44 apiece.
Well, this is just a typical transition of football, with Sexton going straight down the middle of the ground. There's the 3-on-1 situation. Melbourne should have won this ball. Spectating can be costly. Great move.
So Carlton tie it all up once again. Mitchell tries to get a kick out of the centre, but it's taken away by Tingay. Long and low, up towards the half-forward line. Dean got a hand to it, but that was all. He may get another chance. Rice gets it away towards McKay. Back to Dean. The Carlton defence now standing firm. Off to Michael Sexton. From half-back, he goes up over centre wing. Malloy got a hand to it. With him was O'Sullivan, and he sees it over the line.
Well, Hilton turned himself into a flying projectile not so long ago. Came down heavily. It appears to be okay.
Steins and Madden again. Neither having an effect on that occasion as Dyson tried to storm through to accommodate Malloy. Rice spoils Hilton. Sexton soccers off the ground. Gains valuable metres. Diving mark taken by Koutoufides. Is that 50? Koutoufides. Flat-looking punt towards Kernahan at half-forward. One grab. Couldn't take it cleanly. Ball comes to ground. A chance for his immediate opponent in White. Look at him dash clear. Played by Sean White. Gets it away. Now Tingay's got a chance to set something up for Melbourne. Through half-forward. Seacamp steadies. He's 60 metres out. The drop punt is high. In towards full forward. Silvani and McKay are both there. And together they combine to see it out of the danger zone. Back towards the half-back flank, and Koutoufides. Maybe now Carlton can set something up. Dean runs through the centre, up towards half-forward. Wants Kernahan. Doesn't find him. It's Primke who takes the mark.
You've just got to do more with balls going into the forward line. You just can't kick blindly because they just come back straight over your head just as quickly. Seacamp just gave it away. Dean
thumps it down in front. Glenn Lovett, haven't seen a lot of him. Koutoufides, the hand pass, half blanketed. Down goes Seacamp, claimed by Whitehead. Front on. Had no chance to do anything with it, so a ball up on the outer side wing. 7-2 apiece at the MCG. There's the time remaining to half-time. Tough game of football, this one. Phoebe knocks it down. Koutoufides comes away. Boots towards half-forward for the Blues. Steve Phoebe took a tumble. Pearce already has 3 to his credit. 35 metres out. Stabs at Goldwood. It skids through. It's another one. So precise. Brad Pearce has 4. Carlton have the lead.
He's also got another opponent in Stephen Phoebe. Melbourne's going with extra pace, but you see there Phoebe just conceding, going to ground. Neil Balme wouldn't have been pleased with that one. And left Pearce just to do what he would like, and he decided on a Dacos in swinger.
Gary Lyon kicked 3 goals in 5 minutes in the first quarter. Brad Pearce has booted 3 in 5 in the second quarter for Carlton. They're hot at the moment, the Blues, and it's Camporelli who sets them up again. Down towards full forward they go. Kernahan, White towards the boundary line. Kernahan, can he keep it in? Almost shoveled it out towards O'Sullivan. Back to Kernahan. A snap by Sticks. One behind.
Well, it is the captain's prerogative to have a talk to the umpire. Not sure that was all that pleasant. Jim Stein's on screen. He's got to do more around the ground. He's nullifying Madden to a certain extent, but he's got to get his possession rate up.
Premke marks on half-back. Gives it away to Dyson. Melbourne now looking to stop the run of Carlton, who've come from behind and hit back very hard. Rice defends. Madden delights. And Christou bounces his way around half-back. Gives it away to Mitchell.
A docker for a day.
They go up towards Kernahan again. Oh, White went early over the top and belt him in the back. And this time, Kernahan gets the free kick.
He's just gone a little bit too early here, Sean White.
Helps to have that chat sometimes, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
2 goals so far to Kernahan.
It's a lot of work now with 3 umpires, though.
Going to be kicking from 54 metres. Pulls it. Just looking for that extra metre. And then behind goes on the board. 8-4. Plays 7-2 with under 7 minutes remaining in the first half here at the MCG.
Steve Phoebe with the ball. Carlton in the last 10 minutes have looked the better side, but both teams in this first half have had their moments. This is Premke, across half-back, plays on. Dyson storming up the middle, probing kick well inside the 50. Where's Lyon? Not in the contest. Sexton got a fist to it. Loose ball behind. Somehow it finished with Neitz, and he bounces it through for a behind. Not his intention. 7-3, 8-4, approaching half-time. Silvani, short. Sexton, still deep in his own defensive area. Goes short again. Ratton, right on the defensive 50. Comes out wide. Bradley, midway between right half-back and right centre wing. They're side up by 7 points. Bradley goes for distance now. Sets it high. Koudafides held, I thought, approaching the ball. He'll get the free kick. Koudafides about 75 metres from goal. Kernahan, the next link in the chain. It goes in his direction. Was he interfered with? Play on's the call. I don't think you'll like that. Neitz comes away. Boots it back towards midfield. It bounces on the wicket area. Taken by Hilton, who in turn is taken by Silvani. Bulldog down. And now it's a free kick to Hilton. Was he taken high? I didn't think that was the initial indication. Still, Hilton pops it out wide. Viney's got it. Pulls it back towards full forward. It's wide at the mark, though, and bounces out of bounds in the pocket. Did he pay it from the outset as a high tackle? He couldn't have, surely. That seemed a perfectly legitimate tackle. Something said or done after that? Doesn't matter. It's out of bounds in the pocket. Well, it does matter, but...
7 points, the margin. Liney's been pinged.
Well, I think that means that the umpire got it wrong in the middle, because that was the square up.
Barry Mitchell from the back pocket. Brings it wide to accommodate Peter Dean. Has a bounce across half-back. Was taken late as he got his kick down towards Pearce. Loses it to Phoebe. Now Melbourne a chance through Tingay coming into the game. Stephen Tingay long and low in towards full forward. McKay will come over the top and affect the spoil. Lovell for goal, and he does. Andy Lovell gets his first. Steadier for the D's. And again we've got to point the difference.
Well, it was a great steal on the wing by Stephen Phoebe, who allowed the ball to who affected the turnover by himself. And I thought that McKay had to sit there and probably just didn't do enough. He should have got a hand on that one, and he allowed the ball come down into the territory where Lovell will beat him, and that's on the floor.
A restart, but another bounce coming up. With a point the difference. Carlton in front. Stein simply pushed in the back and should get a free kick. No free kick.
Well, there's got to be something, umpire.
Oh dear.
Well, what's happening here, umpire? Well, he didn't see it.
Well, I suppose it was so close to him, right under his nose, so to speak.
One could suggest the other two umpires could have
thumbs it down, knocked on by Ratton, quite right. Here's a chance for Pearce, gets it across to Whitehead, 60 metres out, he pulls it back, they come from all directions, and White takes the mark. Wants to go and does. Sean White props now, comes back, changes the direction. Phoebe, Matthew in the pocket, goes looking for Hopgood, that went out of bounds. And there will be a throw-in.
One gets the feeling that Jim Steins, who has already changed ruck work to a certain extent, is also going to cause a real change somewhere down the line with his negative tactics.
Spalding in front. Steins fell over. Ratton out of the congestion. Over the head of Kernahan and White. It bounces towards the pocket. White, did he concede a behind there?
Free kick.
Well, I'm not sure he wasn't trying to force a behind. Well, what's the decision? Oh, it's not deliberate. It's a free kick for a push in the back, I think, against White, is it? Close to the fence. I was going to say that would have been harsh had it not gone through for a behind. Kernahan clattering into his back, so White getting the resultant free. It's all happening at the MCG. The kick towards the outer side. Steins a fist. Glenn Lovett's got it. Hard against the line. Kicks it high. Tailor-made for Rice. Over the top line. It spills behind. Whitehead can't keep it in. And across the line it goes with just a tick over 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
You see Gary Lyon there as John Northey on screen. Will be very interested in this. They play Melbourne in round 13, I think it is. But David Neitz is now at full forward with Gary Lyon going down on the ball and Sean Smith out to centre half forward.
Madden again tries to get boot to ball, but it's Lyon who gets a hurried kick down towards the half forward line. Socket clear. Bounces not good for Melbourne initially. Mitchell went through, got the hand pass away. Hilton in all sorts of trouble at the bottom of the pack with Barry Mitchell. One point in it. Madden and Steins, the latter towards full forward. Socket clear by Dean. Down towards Sexton. He gets it towards the half-back flank region and over the boundary line. But some relative safety for the moment anyway, with just 2.5 minutes remaining. Madden front spot. Down to Koutafidis. Wobbles it towards centre wing. Just about clean bowls the lot.
He's had a big quarter, Anthony Koutafidis. He was probably just shaded in the first quarter, but since then he really has got his hands on the ball.
Hopgood and Bond disentangle themselves. High kick towards Lyon and Silvani. Madden trying to palm down with the left hand is successful. There's the man you're speaking of, Jared. Koutafidis gives it away to the Rhino. O'Sullivan goes in towards centre half forward. White leads Kernahan, but he can't pick up the football at the first attempt. Does so at the second and does it well, Sean White. Wobbles a kick back in towards the middle. Sean Smith has been quiet. Gets the call from Steins and goes over the back. Now they've got a chance to set something up. Hilton to half forward and Lovett marks 52 metres out. Passes into the pocket. Wants Lyon. is going to get a free kick. Silvani into his back, and Lyon will kick for number 6.
Well, when you've had 4 kicked against you already, your efforts become pretty desperate, and probably there was no reason for Sauce to come over the top there because he had Gary Lyon under the ball.
So the skipper has a chance to regain the lead for the Demons. Inside the last minute of the first half, but he starts it right, and it goes way right. Big flyer was Neats.
A great pass there from Gary Lyon to the big fellow there. David Neats, who started the game as centre-half forward, has been a little bit quiet. And at the other end of the ground, they're also having trouble at centre-half forward. Carlton are, and they've taken Earl Spalding off the ground. Put Clappe back on for the last couple of minutes.
Neats tries to bend one back. For behind only.
There's Earl the Pearl. He's had a pretty good year to date. And he's just not finding the football at the present time.
8-4 apiece.
He's only had 2 kicks for the afternoon, Earl Spalding, which isn't his usual tally.
Christie. Big kick towards Peter Dean, who tries to fist it out the back door towards Bradley. Goes even wider. A chance now for Carlton through Whitehead. Under plenty of pressure. Well done by Hopgood. Pushed backwards towards Jimmy Steins. Melbourne now looking to finish full of running. Steins chips up towards the half-forward line. Viney is lurking there. 65 metres out, but the siren has beaten them. It's half-time here at the MCG as Steve Silvani marks. He kept Gary Lyon to just 1 goal in that quarter, but Lyon has 5 for the match. If it belonged to one player, it was Brad Pearce, who in 5 minutes in the second term booted 3 goals, and Gerard brought Carlton right back.
Yeah, it's a great game of football, Sandy. Scores are even, and that's the way it has been out in the...
Smith at the moment goalless, but Lyon has 5. Into the second half here at the MCG. Steins sits underneath it, and big Justin Madden comes belting over the top. Tony Lynn gets a hurried kick down towards half forward. Bond leads in the race, gives it towards Camberelli. He's in trouble. Back he goes to Ratton, who stabs to the half forward line. Not a good one. Straight to White, who defends with a worm burner on the outer side. Copped a heavy knock early on in the game, but has recovered. Has had the job on Stephen Kernahan. Kernahan has kicked 2, 1 in each quarter. Spalding tries to spoon it back to accommodate himself. Ratton had it for a moment, but then lost it. Viney lopes clear. A high, flat-looking punt in towards the middle. Rice and Hilton have been doing battle all day. Look out, Rice. Took the heavy bump. Off to Camberelli. Carlton into attack once again. Kernahan waits at the back. The mark doesn't come his way. Primke defends. Has a look towards the half-back flank. Finds Malloy, who's got a bit of space. A bounce down towards centre wing. Melbourne out of trouble. Up towards the right half forward. And a good kick finds Lovell out in front. Into that forward zone, where Smith lurks, and Lyon also. Smith beaten on this occasion, and beaten by Sexton.
It's given no assistance either by the kick of Andy Lovell.
Sexton out of the back pocket, high towards the wing. Kudafiti's favoured by the kick. Madden got in front of him. Kudafiti still has the ball. He's a master of that. Like carrying a loaf of bread, tucks it in the one hand. He pulls it back inside the 50. Kernahan, it bounced off White. He snaps, vacant goal square. Phoebe is running back. What will he do? Concede a behind. Pretty good policy.
What about the skill and strength of Kudafiti's? It's just incredible that you can have such ball control with the one hand.
8-5, 8-4. Malloy up from the back pocket. Carlton in front. Little chip pass, not very good. Madden knocks it down in front. There it was again. Kudafiti's across to McKay, who heads for home. They pay the price. Goal Carlton.
the sign said, "Law, what a great shot for goal from outside 50 from the Carlton halfback, who didn't have his best half of football." Harry should have taken that one. A very ordinary kick from Malloy. But that was a good little feed, and, well, he got it on the breeze, Dennis, and kicked a pretty good goal.
Carlton chant goes up at the MCG. They lead by 7 points. After scores were locked together at half-time. Viney through strongly, but without the football. It's McKay again who sends Carlton forward. Down towards the half-forward line. Lynn takes the hand pass inside 50. Gets caught, tries to go back again to Mitchell. Tingay gets him, and bang, they crash to the ground. Mitchell coming off the worse for wear. And he picks himself up. Steins and Spalding. Primke caught. Ball spills free towards Tingay. He holds it a long time. There's Koutafidis. A high kick wide though into the pocket and out of bounds on the full.
Well, there's no doubt about the ruck work. It's degenerated into an absolute farce. Harry put his hand right in Steins' face. Anywhere else around the ground it'll be a free kick, but the umpire's choosing to ignore it.
Melbourne preparing a change as Hopgood brings it back into play, and a big floating catch by Koutafidis, who's been very busy. In towards half forward. Malloy comes over the top, but without the football. Pearce a long way out. Beautiful hand pass to the Rhino. O'Sullivan shoots, and he misses to the left.
Well, Carlton starting the better, but the game has been one of fluctuating fortunes. Let's just have another look at Rhino, who gets pretty graphic when he misses a shot at goal and doesn't let us down.
Has a bit of practice. Phoebe kicks in straight down the middle, ill-directed once more. Mitchell standing his ground at centre half forward. So Barry Mitchell, I'd suggest too far out to score. Kicks from 55, long one. Kernahan goes back. Almost the mark. Spilt and across the line by White.
And a couple of structural changes to Melbourne. They've brought Lamprell on for Smith. He's gone into the midfield, and they've pushed Seacamp down to the forward line. As we see, the attempt by Kernahan did everything but swallow that one.
Boundary throw in. Back towards the boundary it goes. Lynn tries to keep it in. Not in time. Another throw in. Carlton leading by 8 points now. Steins and Spalding. Koutafidis over the top. Malloy in trouble. Flicks it out through his legs. Phoebe dragged down. Primke going nowhere. It is tough in there. And the umpire wants it. So a bounce in the pocket inside the attacking 50 for the Blues. Finals crowd. Finals atmosphere. Again the rucks, the 2-11s. Spalding only as far as Primke. Smothered off the boot. It comes to Mitchell. Slides it across the goal face. Kernahan leads back in the race. Deep in the pocket. Can't keep it in. So the umpires, central and boundary, getting plenty of work.
Melbourne yet to score in the second half. Carlton doing the bulk of the attacking. Steins wins it. That snap is going to be very, very close. Kernahan marks right on the line and kicks a goal. And makes it look very easy. Klepe bringing the ball in.
I think it may have been Ratton. Just a quick little snap out of the pack. Pretty hard to pick those ones. Certainly the Melbourne players couldn't get near it. Sticks getting his third for the afternoon as he builds a bigger bag. He'll need 6 for the Blues to win.
Ratton giving Kernahan his third, one in each term, and the Blues skip away. A bad bounce as Viney tries to do it. Can't do so. Steins can. Hurriedly around his body. Melbourne need the answering goal, but it's Bradley who defends this time.
Bradley goes in short. Ratton again. Near the centre circle, probing kick, Kernahan. With him is White. They've been close all afternoon. White leads back in the race. Tingay got a hot one. Camporelli controlled it to his own advantage. Tingay came back. Strong tackle. And the ball spilled across the boundary line.
Well, there's no point getting upset about that tackle. It was a classic tackle. Just shows the strength. Look at the muscle development on those biceps. Don Scott will be impressed with those. But this game has started in the second half as it did in the first.
Madden thumps it back out of bounds. 10-6 to 8-4. Important break now for Carlton. He doesn't have to watch it. That's why he's laughing. Madden knocks it down. Chance for Lynn. He was dragged down. Spalding over the shoulder. Koutafidis. He's been very good. Deep in the pocket. Back towards the kickoff line. Kernahan took his eye off the ball. White's got it. Kicks towards the boundary. And/or Lamprell. Lamprell grabs it across the body towards the outer side. Glenn Lovett was up in front. Viney's over the ball. Over him is Mitchell. And a whistle.
Well, somebody's really going to have to tighten up on Koutafidis. They've got Glenn Lovett on him at the present time, but he's not playing on him. He's had 22 touches for the afternoon, which is a huge performance in anybody's language.
They battle again. It falls at their feet. And eventually somebody got a boot to it. It spills out towards the boundary, and Mitchell, he can't keep it in. Yes, he can. Well done. Now Ratton. He's close to the line. He had company. Ball across the boundary line, taken too high is the call. Ratton will get the free. David Howlett making the decision. Umpire number 1. How did he get that? Obviously not alphabetical. They probably pulled it out of a hat. Like some of their decisions. They've had practice, Sandy. Here's Ratton deep in the pocket. Sets it up. The breeze pushes it goalward, off hands are behind.
A crucial time in this game for Melbourne.
Well, there wasn't much in it. It was a ferocious tackle. It was a gang tackle, 2 Melbourne players, but may well have looked a little bit high, but it certainly wasn't on the replay.
Sean White finds Dyson. Melbourne haven't scored in this quarter. Steins is alone. Eventually he finds him. Madden 7 or 8 metres from him. He chips up towards centre wing. Not a good kick. Pressure on Yates. A high kick in towards half forward. Fisted down towards Tingay. Had it for a moment. Gets it across to Lovett. Melbourne want the next goal. Lovett's kick goes down towards full forward line. And also Seacan. Get down to the forward line and kick goals. And he's got one.
Well, once again, it just shows the benefit of versatility, and Seakamp is exactly that sort of player. He's been a very good pickup from Fitzroy for Melbourne this season. He's had some very, very good games for them. They'd be very pleased with his development, and that was a pretty important goal because it was getting away from the Demons.
9-4, 10-7, back in the middle. Madden clean possession, throws it on the boot. Camporelli goes back. Will the mark be paid? Yes, it is. Shades of the opening term. Carlton getting the first 2 goals, and then Melbourne storming back. Koutafidis over the ball, crashing in Glenn Lovett, knocked away by Spalding. Mitchell knocked down by Lamprell. Tingay gave it to Steins. Glenn Lovett, the bodies are going in willingly this afternoon. Hilton, he was spun around by Rice and found the ball. It bounced up obligingly for him. Pops it into space. Dyson forward of the wing. He's had a bounce. He's 75 metres out. Goes long down towards the kickoff line. In front, Seakamp off hands. Lyon! And he's missed. Narrowly behind.
There's Barry Mitchell just limping off the ground. This is what happened. Lamprell came through, steamrolled him, gave him the full stops as well on the way through, which was legitimate under those circumstances. Lamprell, in fact, has his own problems because he's been sent out to pick up Koutafidis, and have a look at this. The stretcher has come out, which probably is there to slow the game down as much as anything else, to allow Carlton to get a player back on the track before play restarts. Let's just have a look to see if there's a knee problem at all. He does grab his knee, but I wouldn't think there'd be a huge problem. Let's just wait and see on that one. A stretch is becoming more prevalent in dictating what happens out on the ground the last month or so.
We need that football park buggy, don't we?
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yes, fine innovation, that one. We saw it in use on Saturday night, unfortunately. But it did the job quickly and efficiently.
I don't think Barry Mitchell's all that impressed about the being carried off on the stretcher.
He's just flexing that left leg. So Mitchell off, and Adrian Whitehead back on.
Mitchell will be more concerned about getting out there again, as long as there's nothing incredibly wrong with his knee. He's just getting back to some of his best form.
So the action begins again. Silvani goes to the outer side. McKay tries to soccer it clear, but he's unsuccessful. Obbs somehow gets it out towards Lovett. Had it, but only for a moment, and regains it. In towards full forward. Christou goes for a roundhouse right. It's going to be okay. They'll get out of trouble. Silvani bends one towards the half-back line. Koutafidis is forced to spoil, then gets the hand pass away. Lynn is ridden into the ground. Play on, says the umpire. Bradley does. Down towards Kernahan territory. Fisted forward by Pearce towards Kernahan. In the pocket. White makes sure it stays close to the boundary line, and eventually it goes over with the Duke. Earl Spalding. As Mitchell is up, and that's good to see for Carlton fans. Just again flexing that left leg. Throw in the left forward pocket. Fisted clear towards Phoebe and Bradley. Lynn now a chance to spoon it out to O'Sullivan. He does so to Madden. Carlton a chance now through Ratton. Bradley watches him go for goal from 51 metres. One behind. Now let's find out more about Barry Mitchell's injury. Russell?
Yes, Sandy. It looks like his left knee was just jarred. Yeah, that's why he's just jogging along the boundary now to see how it comes up. But I don't think it'll be a real problem.
So the margin 9 points. Just under 11 minutes till three-quarter time. Steins offers a lead. Ignored. It comes to Lamprell instead. Just held it long enough. Arriving late was Bradley. Lamprell deep in the back pocket. Scores were level at half-time after Melbourne led by 6 points at quarter-time. So Lamprell up towards the wing. Steins comes back on Madden. Over the top was Koutafidis. Opportunity wide of the pack now for O'Sullivan. He was dragged down. Whitehead is in there. Ratton goes to ground. Picked up nicely by Hilton across the body. Floats it towards the wing, and Phoebe. Matthew Phoebe wants to go and does. Kicks down inside the attacking 50. That seemed fair enough. It was a body hard in certainly, but nothing untoward. Neitz meantime has taken the mark.
It was a smart decision from the umpire. Reflexly he put the whistle to his mouth, but in split-second consideration he allowed it to go, and it was a legitimate bump.
So David Neitz from just outside the 50 now to pull it back to 3 points. If he can kick a goal here. Shooting at his first of the afternoon. It's true. Melbourne back in business.
Well, it has been that style of game, Dennis, and these are the ones that really create fantastic finishes. There was the bump again. It was right on the split second of kicking, and you've got to allow players to proceed through with those. They can't just pull out of a big bump given one split second, but great goal to David Neitz to keep this game alive.
David Neitz gets his first for the day and the 30th of his career. As Melbourne back to challenge once again. White belts it clear, but it's straight towards McKay, who wobbles it down towards the half-forward line. Lamprell under great pressure from Koutafidis. Does it well as he gets it out to Bond.
Free kick.
Carlton looking for the answer. Back it's going to come. Yes, there's some chopping going on there, and it will go to Koutafidis.
It's a great knock from Harry Kernahan going to Whitehead. Probably the first time we've seen a ball going directly from the ruckman's tap to a rover.
Kernahan offered him a lead. Tingay tries to get clear, but O'Sullivan tackles him. And it was Steve Kernahan who gave away the free kick for a tackle too high. Sticks not impressed, but Melbourne out of trouble. Yates gets the hand pass away to Lovell. The Demons go into attack, down towards Steins. Call to play on. Christou's hand pass a little astray. Towards the Melbourne 50 line. Rice had it for a moment, then they pounce upon him towards the boundary line. And another throw in. Well, no doubt this one will go down to the wire. Just a goal in it at quarter time. Scores level at half time.
O'Sullivan coming off for Carlton, being replaced by Barry Mitchell.
And now just 3 points in it midway during the third quarter. Just throw it up and let them disentangle themselves, and that's what's going to happen. They're still down there. Madden and Steins, two great players, two great personalities. That's what the game needs. He resembles at times the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Madden, the way he leans over. Look at him.
The umpires have got no idea how to sort this out. Should just turn around and bounce it 5 metres away.
Love it. Close to the boundary line. Forced over.
Great little 1%er there by Anthony Koutafidis. The Demons are away if that handball had got through. He just lunged, got the hand on it.
Boundary throw in. Steins and Madden are there. Watch for this second wave coming over the top. Players are working this out pretty well. Although on this occasion they leave the two big men to go for it. Glenn boots it down towards half forward. In front is McKay. It bounces away and out of bounds. Quite often now players realizing what's going on and taking a run at it, and we're seeing quite a bit of work done off the ball to prevent players getting that run to come over the top. One down by Madden. It's out of bounds again, so we're getting plenty of activity from these two as Steins hits the deck, wrestled down by Madden. They'll sleep well tonight. Neats, they're working on Madden in relay. Over the top that time, Dean. I was waiting for that. But it's out of bounds. So just for a moment, a lull in proceedings. And probably a Melbourne player now will come and cut the run of Dean. No, Dean's had enough. He's not going either. Neats and Madden again. Wow. This is hardly stuff. Yeah, you put in a time capsule. We'll start again. There's Troy Bond. 10-8 to 10-5. It's been a terrific game nevertheless, and you saw what Ops did there off the ball to Dean. Knocked on by Sexton meantime towards the wing. Lamprell against the flow went down. Camporelli's over the ball. Lamprell charges in, and the whistle and a bounce.
Well, that'll be good because now Jim Steins can come back in with Harry.
The main event. Whoa! Somebody took a backhander. This is very forgettable football at the present time, almost like two prize fighters just hanging on for a round, taking a breather. So Madden and Steins again. Steins this time with the backhander. Obbs to no one in particular. McCain. Eventually they'll clear this congestion. Whitehead to Sexton. Christou now up from centre half back. Scrambles the kick towards midfield. It got by Bradley. Taken by Lovell. He floats it back towards centre half forward. In from the side. Terrific grab. Seacamp. He's got it right on the 50. Man on down towards full forward is Steins. This is his value running off Madden. Good defence there though by Dean, and a strong Shepherd. A series of Shepherds and bodies in went off the ball. Meantime around the outer side they work it. Silvani gets it back from Lynn. Silvani from the wing kicks towards half forward. And there's plenty of fighting going on behind the play. I think two skirmishes have broken out. Meantime, White has got the ball and the umpire wants it to bounce.
There's two separate ones, so that doesn't constitute a melee.
There was actually 5 there. It was 2 plus 3.
But were they apart? Well, it certainly broke up what was a rather extraordinary
Hobbs coming off the ground for Road, who's run on and going to get himself a touch here.
Well, he could. I don't think he's been seen yet. Has Lovell seen him? He hasn't. Decides to keep going and go long down towards Neats. .65 plays 68. Carlton leads with 5.5 minutes of the third quarter remaining. Becoming dark over the MCG. Cool winter's day. Dyson keeps the ball in play. Hilton, go Hotel, they say, but he's away to the right. Out of bounds on the full. Sexton will bring it back into play. From the back pocket, Kuta Fiddies was a big flyer. Ratton in over the top. And the umpire comes in for a bounce. Steve Tingay picks himself up. His side down by 3 points, and here they go again. Like a couple of stud rams. Now, what is going to be the end result here?
Well, I think the rule makers have got to help the umpires, don't they?
Over the top comes your man Viney. Dennis off to Lovell. In towards goal, and he hits the woodwork. 2 points the margin.
Well, they reacted back in the late 70s when Gary Dempsey, and have a look at the reaction here of Andy Lovell, probably one of disappointment. But they did react when Gary Dempsey and Peter Moore made a farce of a semi-final here at the MCG by putting a line across the centre. Not sure what they can do on this one.
Silvani finds Lynn. Tony Lynn goes towards Rice on the outer side. Dean Rice tucked close to the boundary line. Just goes for a little chip kick, but a fine, courageous mark taken by Meeks.
Great grab. He's on the wing. He goes down towards half forward. Road in front. Strong hands. Peter Road at left half forward. 75 metres from goal. His team down by 2 points. He's told to play on. He kicks inside the 50. He'll direct it. And the veterans there. Peter Dean. Resolute as always. Across the goal face. Christou centred to space now. Christou from left half back goes for distance. He got more height than distance. It goes to the wing. In front Bradley. Over the top Phoebe. Matthew Phoebe superbly done. Releases Dyson. Dyson chips down towards half forward. Awkward half volley for Seacamp. Storming through down there is Road. He's got problems though. Road battles out there with Lynn. Tapped out of the pack by Phoebe. Taken by Dyson. Dragged down in turn. Now Sexton confronted by Phoebe. Pushed across the line. And a boundary throw in. 3.5 minutes to three-quarter time. The game very much in the balance. Steins with Madden taking a run this time, and Madden knocks it down. Mitchell close to the line. Steins did brilliantly to keep it alive. Seacamp floats it along the boundary line. It ricochets off Hilton, and he's saying it came off below the knee, the boundary umpire. It seemed a pretty tough call. Sexton getting the free.
I think he might have got it right. It just depends on whether his knee was actually over the line already.
Laplore slung to the ground.
Melbourne members a bit hostile to say the least. Let's just have a look at this on replay. There you go, coat hanger.
Into the forward pocket. Neats tries to get the hand pass away to Lyon, and the skipper pulls it too far. Out of bounds on the full.
I can't remember a quarter quite as untidy as this one. Can you? It's not in keeping with the game, which up until halftime was superb, but this one, the last quarter of an hour in particular, has been very scrappy.
Well, hopefully they're just setting it up for us, Dennis, for the final quarter. Sexton brings it back into play to a big pack of players, and again, Neats come over the top. Couple of grabs out and gives it to big Jim Steins, who floats it up towards the forward.
Oh, he's got it.
A chance now for Melbourne to hit the front as Marcus Seacamp will kick for his second.
Well, this is probably mark of the day today. Great skill. Earl Spalding comes off the ground, replaced by Matt Clappe.
Seacamp for number 2 from 30 metres out. Melbourne trail by 1 point. Marcus Seacamp has 1-1.
So Silvani in the dying moments of this third term to bring it back in. Very gloomy now at the MCG and bitterly cold. Silvani straight down the middle. Madden is there, Neats from behind, Dean over the top, Bradley, quick hands, Ratton sold into trouble. That was holding the ball. Well done there as Tingay got it up. The kick comes from Lamprell down towards the pocket. Away comes Silvani towards the outer side. Carlton have got the numbers and Dean's away. He's had a bounce. He feeds it forward. Bradley, a situation he relishes. A couple of bounces, a third. Carries him beyond the wing. He settles now. Goes for distance, high towards Kernahan. Koutafidis is down there. Lamprell punches away from behind. Koutafidis keeps it in front. It ricocheted off a teammate. White picked it up. The hand pass not particularly good. Lamprell goes again. Clappe's in there. The body's going in willingly once again. And a whistle. Ball up. About 35 metres out from Carlton's attacking goal. There's the time remaining. The clock continues to run. Koutafidis knocks it directly down in front of himself. Camporelli falls on top of it. Lamprell on top of him. And another ball up.
Tingay's done a bit better on Camporelli this quarter, just taking him out of the game a touch. He hasn't got a huge amount of possessions himself. 4 in fact. As Jim Steins gets his marching orders, he must have some blood dripping somewhere.
Inside the last minute.
In fact, it's coming from probably from that whack on the side of the face that he got some 5 minutes ago, but didn't receive a free kick for it. So he'll be right, probably coming at a good time for Melbourne, because they'll be able to get him stitched up and have him start the final quarter.
Right side of the forehead as Sean Smith is back on. That'll give Jim maybe an extra minute or so to get ready for that final turn. There it is, just cleaning the right side of the forehead.
Nietzsche has gone down to take his spot. Smith back to centre half forward.
Sean White comes over the top. A snap goes to Koutafidis, who marks 25 metres out. And a chance to give Carlton a 7-point breathing space at three-quarter time.
Well, these are always the dangerous minutes. The last couple before three-quarter time in a tight game. And just loose checking once again by Lamprell on Koutafidis allows him to come up with an easy chest mark and probably should convert from here.
Had a very big day. 25 possessions from 40 metres. He kicks. It's a high drop punt that's going to be very close. I think he's got it. Koutafidis gets his first. Carlton steady. 11-8 plays 10-7.
Another fine quarter from Koutafidis. 9 possessions, but it's amazing the difference that goal kicking can have on a game. At one end, Seacamp from 15 metres out misses an absolute sitter. And up the other end, Koutafidis takes a relatively simple chest mark and then goes back and kicks a tough one. You can see a bit of, well, a bit of biffo, I suppose you'd call it. Not much happening there, though.
I think Lamprell just didn't appreciate having the goal kicked. Lyon from the centre, trying to fire up Melbourne in the closing seconds. Pushed wide to the wing, and it won't matter now because there's the siren. It's three-quarter time. 67 plays 74. And a late goal to that man, Anthony Koutafidis. Gives Carlton a 7-point break, but it sets it up, Jared, for the final term.
Well, it does, and you'd expect that Gary Lyon will have to play a major role in the next 30 minutes. There's going to be plenty set at three-quarter time, I'd say, by the senior players and Neil Baum in particular, because Melbourne's got a lot more riding on this outcome than has Carlton, with Carlton firmly entrenched in the final 8. Melbourne are just hanging on by the skin of their teeth. So if they can drag back a win here, and obviously the game has fluctuated to and fro, if they can drag back a win, well, it'll be an absolute bonus from this point in time.
Yes, Carlton looking at second spot on the ladder. Melbourne looking for a berth in the 8. It's three-quarter time. The Blues 11-8-74. But
midfield, and that's where Melbourne need to lift, because they have been beaten 16-8 in centre bounce takeaways today.
So this is it, 67-74. This for second spot on the ladder for Carlton, or a place in the 8 maybe for Melbourne. Madden and Steins have been at it for most of the day. Madden to half forward. Mitchell down in front. Socket off the ground by Koutafidis, who's been sensational. But wide this time and out of bounds in the left forward pocket. Koutafidis has had 27 possessions as White brings it back into play, and he goes short to Todd Viney. Tucked in the back pocket. First half was a grand, tight contest, but it developed into somewhat of a brawl in the third quarter, with the two big men going it alone and being allowed to. Phoebe marks on the outer side. This is Stephen Phoebe. Melbourne looking for the first goal if they're going to stay in the hunt. Stephen Phoebe's kick is towards half forward. Peter Dean was the big fist. Peter Rode gets a hurry kick, but it's high, straight up in the air. They pounce upon it. Silvani pushes away now, and Sexton kicks it high back towards the centre. Viney stands his ground, and he marks in the middle. Thinks about Lyon, and he marks the second attempt, but he's 75 metres out from goal. Seacamp was moved to the forward line in the third quarter. He kicked one and he missed one. Lyon passes in towards the left half forward flank region, and Glenn Lovett will have a shot. He's going to be kicking from just inside 50 after this pass from his captain. This to give Melbourne the start they want to the final term. He starts it right. He bends it back for the Newman pads. Lovett gets his first, and Melbourne are still there.
Well, as well set up and constructed by Melbourne. Gary Lyon didn't bomb away. There really isn't anybody to take the big mark down there for Melbourne. So he waited and waited, and finally Lovett found some space, and importantly he was within goal kicking distance.
Mitchell out of the middle. Koutafidis with the run of it. Dragged down by Lamprell. Well done by Hopgood. Gets it away to Tengay after Phoebe was caught in the tackle. Around the outer side wing it goes. Neitz was up in front. Loose ball behind. Dean is the first back. The lights are on at the MCG and the game's on. They're playing for keeps now. Around the outer side. Hopgood got a fist on it. Angled it towards the boundary line. And it will be thrown in. Throw in outer side. Carlton by a slender margin, and these two have done it all day. Again they wrestle on the outer side. It comes down behind a Viney. A centering kick towards half forward. Storming up the ground is Seacamp. He's been handy on the forward line since he's gone there. Up ahead Lyon. Out wide is Lovett. Well, it's a compromise kick. It landed between the pair. Held without it was Lyon. Over the top went the defender. Lovett feeds it back. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going against Lyon to Silvani. Well, I can't work that out. Silvani certainly was hanging on to Lyon initially. Something untoward perhaps in Lyon trying to restrain Silvani going after Lovett. Didn't see it. Silvani out of defence towards the wing. Lovett goes up, fists it down. It is out of bounds. Not a happy crowd at the present time. Glenn Lovett getting that early goal for the Demons. Boundary throw in.
Here's a replay of it. Let's have a look at it. Clappe off for Spalding. Maybe a trip. Maybe a trip.
Well, good eyesight. Camporelli meantime. Hand pass smothered. It's out of bounds again. Well done by Viney.
Which begs a question. If you get a free kick for tripping with the foot, perhaps there's some further ramifications.
on centre wing. Madden this time stands his ground and belts it towards Spalding, off to Ratton. A deft little flick. He goes in towards half forward. And there's the man they want to fire. Big sticks. Kicked a goal in the first, a goal in the second, and one in the third. 28 for the year.
It's just an outstanding mark, and Kernahan pretty incensed by what follows. Probably no need for that.
So the Carlton skipper will shoot at his fourth, but more importantly, he'll shoot to give his side a 7-point buffer once again. From directly in front and from 50 metres. Now he's pushed it left. (11-9) plays 11-7. As Dennis said, the lights are on. And everyone's home. Steins and Madden. What an afternoon they've given us all here. Contrasting halves. Good mark taken by Tingay. Ninth kick coming up for Stephen Tingay. Neats flies over the top, but he can't complete the mark. Carlton try to go forward, and they will through Rice, who takes the hand pass. Dean Rice pops it down towards Pearce territory. Couldn't take it cleanly. In fact, the opposition will come away. Now Melbourne have a chance as Phoebe marks alone. Look out! Here comes O'Sullivan. Gets his kick in towards the 50-metre line. Seacamp got a hand to it, but that was all. McKay at the bottom is slung high. He goes to ground and is going to take a free kick. Certainly taken high as he gives it away to Tony Lynn. Lynn pumps Carlton out of trouble. Back towards the centre of the ground, but again there's no one at home, and Lackrell takes the mark. Came off the bench. He finds Steins. Big Jim lopes away. Goes onto the left foot with a chip towards Bradley and Phoebe. Phoebe knocks down. But it's Bradley who takes it from McKay in towards the middle, and Koutafidis again. Been one of the stars of the day. Now he's got a chance for Camberelli to go to Bradley. Bradley sets sail for home in towards Kernahan. Off hands and through for another behind. 3 points, the margin.
Krimke did well.
He's had a very good game. He's had Spalding benched a couple of times. He's now gone back onto Kernahan, and he certainly saved them a goal then.
Steve Phoebe to bring it in, goes in short to White. So the margin is 3 points. Carlton lead. White back to Phoebe. Left back pocket, little chip out wide to Yates, right on the defensive 50. Melbourne controlling the ball. And Yates taking his time, thinks about a short one. Very short again to Dyson, just clearing the man on the mark. It was Whitehead.
Good Viney unattended in the middle.
Dyson to Tingay. Well, how many kicks is that? 5, I think, to get it this far, just short of the wing.
But importantly, they've still got possession.
Absolutely. Tingay long down towards left half forward. Neats is the target, uses his...
That's a tough call.
Very tough call.
It was Dean that did the pushing. It wasn't Neats.
I think both were very willing.
Well, that was a pretty ordinary decision from the umpire.
Dean with the resultant free goes across the ground to Mitchell, who came off on a stretcher in the previous term. He's inside the centre square.
I read with interest during the week, Lee Matthews said luck sometimes does play a part in results, and that may well be an unlucky decision for Melbourne.
Madden on the wing. 11-10, 11-7. Madden goes for distance inside the 50. Spalding with a run at this one. He's taken the mark about 45 metres out. He's always dangerous in a marking duel when he's got 3 or 4 paces, and he's got them here. Earl Spalding, who played 109 games for Melbourne beginning in '87. Ironically, a Carlton premiership season. And that's a straight kick. He's not noted for that, but it's a timely one. Carlton increase their lead. They're out by 9 points. Final term at the MCG.
Well, it certainly hasn't been Earl's day, but this was, in fact, his moment. And if you keep on pushing away, you can still be a vital contributor to the side, particularly when the game's so close as it is. It may well be the match-winning goal and mark.
So Spalding has his first. Carlton, 9-point leaders. McKay's kick straight up and down as White came over the top. Yates looked for the free kick and is going to get it. Held, said the umpire. And the Melbourne members are ecstatic. They've had plenty of yelling to do. He kicks in towards half forward. Neitz was one of the flyers. Hilton waits down, gives it across to Lovell. Lovell hopes to bend it back far enough, but he can't, and that's one behind.
Well, they should have done better there because they had shorter options. Could have been run forward with that ball and handballed over the top.
Looks as though Sean Smith is preparing to come back on. He was very quiet earlier in the day and was benched. Now McKay is away. Carlton to half forward. Spalding again, and the Duke is making his presence felt in this last quarter. Firstly with a goal, and now with a kick down in towards the pocket towards Whitehead. He flicks it back. Koutafidis rammed into the ground. Hopgood in the back pocket. Steadies with a high kick back towards Dyson and Neitz.
Neitz back on Spalding.
Dyson keeps it in play for a moment as Big Jim Stein sees it roll over. A throw in, 11 minutes remaining, and still anyone's game.
Sean White coming off the ground. Smith comes on, so VAR making a concession there, it seems, to attack. Madden knocked it down in front. Ratton, a hurried kick inside the 50. Kernahan is down there. Primke knocked it away. Yates, was he taken high? The umpire says it was held to him, and there'll be a ball up. Kernahan can't believe it.
Well, he was taken clearly around the neck. The umpire was looking straight over. Perhaps he declared he ducked. Don't know where else he was going to put his head, though.
Exactly.
I mean, that's incredible. The umpire was 5 metres away, looking right down the barrel.
Yates showed a lot of courage, and again grabs the ball. A little groggy, but he kicks it back towards midfield. Steins had it knocked away by Madden Wynn. That could be holding the ball. He was wrestled to the ground. Picked up by Steve Phoebe. He's going nowhere. Ratton over the top. Dyson adds his weight. We've got a whistle and a ball up inside the centre square. 12-10 Carlton. 11-8 Melbourne. Still plenty of time. Over 10 minutes till full time here. And what is a very important game for these two clubs. Bad bounce. Steins gets across, knocks it down. Viney was taken high. Ratton kicks out of the congestion inside the 50. Here's Kernahan, feeds it back towards the middle and win. He likes kicking a goal. Can go on liking kicking a goal, but not with that one. No satisfaction there. Rye smile. He was well wide of the mark. It increases the lead. It's out to 9 points now. Peter Road is coming off the ground. Andrew Obst is back on. So Neil Baum is ringing the changes as Phoebe brings it in.
Under 10 minutes remaining. Steins couldn't get a touch. Lynn may get another chance, but he's a long way from home. Pumps it high, back towards Kernahan. Pearce at the back. Sockers off the ground and rams it into the post. Brad Pearce had a purple patch in the second quarter with 3 goals in 5 minutes.
Seen a bit of that today.
Yep. Particularly from Luke O'Sullivan. Carlton now lead by 10 points as time ticks away for Melbourne. Koutafidis unable to take it. Viney takes it from his teammate in Dyson. Todd Viney has been busy in this final term. Goes round the body to Neitz, almost down to centre wing. Melbourne needs the next goal. Neitz goes down towards Hilton. Fisted clear. Ratton towards the boundary line with Lyon. Free kick. As Carlton start making the changes now. Simon Beaumont comes onto the ground. Dean Rice.
Nice time to come on, isn't it?
Rice goes long, up over centre wing, a big pack of players. And it goes over the line. Phoebe will see it for another throw-in. That's Stephen, number 21. Brother Matthew.
Lions back out to centre half forward, Sandy.
53,290. Braving these very cool conditions, but they've seen an excellent contest. Madden somehow gets boot the ball down towards Mitchell. Viney's there once again. Lamprell comes in late on the left and they'll lock it up. Just outside 50.
Well, often the umpire is having to wait to bounce it. I don't know why he just doesn't throw it in the air.
Well, the third quarter ran 31 minutes and 40 seconds. Simply because of the extraordinary actions and reactions of the big men.
Well, it's going to get to the stage where the umpire will have to throw it up, or perhaps even just pour a line on the turf, and each player has to go either side of the line. Jungle warfare.
Could look rather messy after it. However, it's a thought. Madden, there is the big man getting it clear to Mitchell. Round his body goes Barry Mitchell into the pocket, and Kudafides. Well, he's had an excellent day. 16 kicks, 12 hand passes and 9 marks.
And this is what makes him such a difficult player to match up on, because he's got extreme mobility. He's a great athlete, but not many players that can cover the turf as well as he can also grab the ball as well as he can. He's quite tall, 6'2" or 3.
Currently,
look at the hands on him.
10 points is the margin. Kudafides is looking to make it very tough for Melbourne now. He gets his second, and the margin is 16 points.
And this is how it's set up, with Harry just delivering a hospital handball to Mitchell, and Mitchell doing likewise. But look at the size of those hands on this boy.
So the Demons looking down the barrel now. 90-74. Madden comes over the top and knocks it down. Spalding crashes in. The hand pass comes out wide. Camporelli's got the run of it. Midway between the lines, a shocking kick though. Lynn has to wait. He's taken this mark on the line of the square, the attacking side of centre. Carlton with men running everywhere on the forward line now. There's Kernahan. Alongside him is Pearce. There goes the kick. A probing one from Lynn. He loves a goal. Long range bomb.
Catch us if you can now.
That should break the resistance.
We declared him earlier in the quarter, Dennis, loving a goal. He missed out early, but this is just a monster. It's actually 57 metres from that line to the goal line. So it's gone all of 60. And isn't he happy with that? Brett Ratton's pretty pleased also.
He's only kicked 17 in his career.
But will it be the game breaker? Melbourne's going to have to do something pretty extraordinary to get back from here.
And they've got 6 3/4 minutes to do it. From the middle, Mitchell's kick is partly smothered. Obst couldn't take it cleanly. Lyon tries to inspire. Lovett is there also with Steins. A frustrated Jim Steins, who knows whose side is now looking down the barrel, and he's looking at Justin Madden as he had for the bulk of the day. Look how Madden. He really looked as though he should be in some form of comedy program. Or at the zoo. From the middle, Lyon. For Melbourne to go inside 50. Once Sean Smith has been quiet and has been benched at one stage today. They slam over the top of him. Viney towards the line, and Ange Christou says, "You're going nowhere." The throw-in. Plucked out of the air. Viney in trouble. Gets the hand pass away towards Hilton. From a standing start, it's pumped in towards goal, but it's wide. And it's out of bounds on the full.
Great handball though from Todd Viney, who knew he was going into trouble, And he just elevated his hands so he could get the handball away, a la Russell Ebert in his heyday.
Yep, kick coming from Phoebe. Melbourne needs something, and they need it now. Here's Lynn. Just tries to make a little space, and he does for Carlton. And Matthew Phoebe again sees it over the line.
So suddenly the margin out to 22 points. And this is symptomatic of Melbourne early in the season. In games, but fading out of them. Lyon goes up and hooks it down behind. They've had their chances to win this afternoon. Lovell upended. Lovett did well in a tight situation. Hopgood hand passes straight up in the air. He's got a sense of humour. Ratton grabs it, kicks it down towards half foot. Beaumont was held. He'll get the free. 19-year-old drafted from the Central Dragons with this one. Midway between the lines. Seeing his first action, came on about 5 minutes ago. Finds Spalding deep towards the boundary. And Carlton now showing more poise. Spalding, it'll take a good kick from here. The Breeze will be pushing the ball away from goal. But Carlton have plenty of time. Spalding, the run would never convince you. He kicks. Marvellous goal. Haven't they been timely?
No, well, Earl will really be enjoying this last quarter. He's had an absolute shocker during the day, but against his old club that he performed so well for, particularly in finals, he has produced a pearler in the last quarter as Earl. 2 final quarter goals. Run up still ordinary.
So the Blues are going on with it here at the MCG, and the Duke of Earl Spalding, has 2 goals kicked in this term. A couple of match winners too, but Melbourne haven't given up yet. Lyon takes the hand pass, but he's kicking from 47 metres. Going to be close, and has popped it through. Well, Lyon's quarter was the first. He booted 4, kicked another one in the second, and he gets the margin back to 22 points with his 6th.
Neil Baum using a tactic he used earlier in the season by throwing Gary Lyon into the middle of the ground. You see there that he's been waiting for that one for some time. He had a couple of options down the forward line that he could have short passed to, but there aren't too many better goal kickers going around at the moment.
Under 4.5 minutes remaining. 22 points the margin. From the middle, Mitchell gets it down to Madden, which was interesting. Towards the half-forward line. Beaumont couldn't stare it. Koutafidis couldn't pick it up with the one hand. Beaumont in once again. The ball spills free. Bradley is wide, but Phoebe's there. He's claimed by him. Luke O'Sullivan taken high. And the Rhino is going to have a shot. Kicked 1 in the first term. And has had a couple of opportunities. 1 goal, 2 to his name today. This to again stretch the margin to 28 points, and he's done it.
Well, he's kicked 45 goals in 46 career matches, the Rhino, so he's good for 1 a game. He's got 2 today. He got the first one to get him away. Good tackle there by Bradley to set this one up for the Rhino. Pretty ordinary tackle from Hopgood, who's been a good performer today.
Madden knocks it down. Steins miscues. Spalding left the ball behind. Silvani through his legs, goes again, ridden into the ground. Will he get a free? Yes, he will. Well, Carlton have done best when it's counted. Fine final term from them. Low trajectory kick. Kernahan works off his man, almost the mark. Primke, who's done very well back there, to Tingay. Heads for the boundary line, but it bounces back towards the middle. Lovell overran it. Down went Lyon, on his knees, gets it to Hilton. Hilton in trouble, loops it over the top. Silvani pirouettes his way through. Camporelli was dragged down by Hopgood. Advantage is paid. Mitchell sizes up the situation, goes for goal. It slides across the face. Pearce, and the mark is paid. Well, Carlton are about to win it. He's kicked 4. Last season, the Blues started an 8-game winning streak in round 10. Wouldn't they love history to repeat itself? Of course, they won last week after 2 losses. Pearce going for goal 5 to extend the margin over 30 points. Bends it back, misses to the near side, behind.
Well, Silvani's coming to the middle of the ground to take up position on Lyon. And he just got that one through the congestion to Mitchell. And Mitchell set it up for the big fly for Pearce. It's not a bad grab, but probably should have kicked the goal from there.
2 3/4 minutes remaining. 29 points the margin in favour of the Blues. Silvani over the top to bang it down. Lyon almost thrown out towards Hilton. Back to Lyon again. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. The Carlton defence through Peter Dean, standing strong. Off to Spalding. He's kicked 2 vital goals in this final term as Carlton have gone on with the job. Yates towards the boundary line. Going with him as young as Simon Beaumont. And Neil Baum ponders his charges as they will remain outside the 8 at the halfway mark of the season.
Well, it's unbelievable. Why would you start playing them now?
Well, I think he did grab him by the jumper that time.
We saw that, but that's been going on for the whole game.
I think
smack in the eye, clip in the ear, everything's been paid, but not a little grab of the jumper.
Jim's just reminding him of that as well. However, play goes on. Phoebe takes the hand pass, pokes it wide. That was Stephen Phoebe. Oh, plucked off the top by Koutafidis. Gets the hand pass away. Carlton go ramming in towards the half-forward line once again. Camporelli a little chip on the 50. Luke O'Sullivan goes long and flat in towards Pearce at the back. Over the line and 1 behind. With 1.5 minutes remaining, the Blues in control by 30 points.
Who would have thought 30 points? David Parkin looking on.
Adrian Gleeson did tell us at 3/4 time.
A couple of goals, he said, but he was a very good judge. And Carlton will remain perfect this season when they lead at 3/4 time. 8 out of 8 they've gone on to win. Here's Camporelli from inside the 50. He's off target. The margin is 31 points. (16-15, 12-8). Sean White came off earlier. We're told he's okay. The 83rd meeting between these two clubs at the MCG, and Carlton take an edge, 42-41. Here's Primke in the back pocket towards the wing, ill-directed. Carlton finishing far the better. Pearce with dash, goes in short, taken on the bounce there by Mitchell to Spalding. Can he make it 3 for the term? That would be wishful thinking. Behind, but he's been terrific in the last quarter.
You're a harsh man.
16-16, 12-8. Well, his strike rate, I mean, 2 out of 3 in baseball puts you in the Hall of Fame, no risk. Here's Phoebe back towards the wing. Big pack comes in front. Tingay over the top. Lyon, 5 goals before halftime. Great tackle late on that time by O'Sullivan. The dying seconds of the game. O'Sullivan pumps the Blues back inside the 50. Beaumont the big leap. In goes Madden with the body. Beaumont came again. It falls to Ratton. An obliging bounce. Lynn, can he get his second of the term? No. Out of bounds on the full in the right full forward pocket.
Just over half a minute remaining. As the crowd of 53,290. We'll see a Carlton victory here at the MCG today in emphatic fashion in the end in this final term. And Neats the flyer. Steins at the back gives it away to Lovell. A short kick towards centre wing. Dyson's on it now. Lynn shepherded out. His kick drops short, however, and McKay takes the mark. It's on right half back. Just steadying it down. McKay's kick is high towards centre wing. It floats. Spalding got a hand to it, but that was all. Dyson through again. Gives it off towards Hopgood. But there's the siren. Victory to Carlton. (16-16). 112. 12-8. 80. The margin eventually 32 points.
And Melbourne just 4 goals after half-time, Sandy. Much better even spread from Carlton, 8 and 8 in the 2 halves. And that's reminiscent, really, of their early losses this season. As we go down to the boundary, here's Russell with Justin Madden. Don't let him get body to body with you, Russ.
Hey, Justin, they're commenting about this body-on-body with Steinsy. What's going on? Looked like John Cleese at one stage.
It's not terribly elegant, that's for sure. You know, when you're an old bloke like me, you've got to use every advantage you got, and I've got a pretty rough head, so I reckon I'd do a bit of damage with it.
Mate, it was a big game, obviously, right from the start. Finals atmosphere, must be very, very happy with what happened today.
It was a great win. It was very pleasing to see everybody contribute, so many goal kickers, and, you know, the blokes do all the hard stuff that counts. That was a great win.
Why is it that you lose the ones you shouldn't lose against the Swans and the St Kildas, but you win the big games?
Yeah, well, over the years, we've had a problem with our concentration, and hopefully we'll overcome that in the next few weeks.
Back to the drawing board.
Absolutely.
Good on you, Harry. Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Russ. Well, Justin could have the last laugh. They'll change the rules and he'll retire. But coming off the MCG, and Melbourne have gone under again. Who would have thought, as we said, by that sort of margin, 16-16 to 12-8 at the MCG, the Blues are winners.